right, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to Consistency is Currency. Took a small sabbatical, but I'm back refreshed. And again, as always, definitely want to open the door to gratitude for you and for everyone that has constantly and consistently supported this platform, because this platform is definitely about you, definitely allow you to open up your mind to the possibilities that you are greater and you will always be great and you will continue to be great. Today is a very special day. Why is it special? Because we're here. We're here together. And this is another day that you have been blessed to open your eyes to be able to assist someone else who may possibly need the gifts and talents that you already naturally have. And you're sharing this moment right here with me as I share this moment with you. So if you're watching here on Facebook world, again, like you already know, go ahead and share this live. Share it in your groups or share it on your timeline, because there may be someone who will be touched by the things that are being said, by the moment that is being shared, that would allow them to share this moment with you, even if they're watching it live right now or they're watching it on the replay. They have the ability to be in the moment, as we know, in the moment when they're in that moment. So again, thank you guys for being here. Those that are on the Facebook side, those watching on the YouTube side, those are listening on the various podcast platforms. I'm Mr. R2 here at Consistency is Currency, and let's go ahead and jump into it today. We're going to be talking about the original virus, the mediocrity. That's the original virus. Not talking bad about the virus and not taking the virus serious, but this virus that we all know and understand that it can definitely tear down everything that you work for. It can tear down a lot of stuff that you have tried to create for yourself. I appreciate it, Miss Sheree. Miss Salinas, how you doing, ma'am? All right. So I don't want to hold you long. I know I say that a lot, but I'm gonna keep saying it. I don't care because I mean it. All right. So the price of mediocrity. So now I'm gonna ask you this question, and you put it in the message, because as you type, you begin to open up and expose yourself to your own truths. You begin to open up and expose your thoughts to other possibilities. That's why I ask these questions, in order for it to be not just an interaction between you and I, but a door that is open to allow you to see things from your own perspective, or to see things from a perspective that you probably not had thought about in the first place. So what do you feel the price of mediocrity is? What do you feel the price of mediocrity is? The goals that you have set for yourself, the visions that you have set, whether it is family goals, individual goals, personal goals, business goals, private goals, whatever it is, what do you feel the price of mediocrity is? Because right now we have detected a virus that have been staring at us in the face for a long time. We probably tried to strive to walk away from mediocrity, but we'd always find ourselves back in the vein of mediocrity that's tearing down a lot of the progress that we have, because that is a virus that we're going to expose today. And let's begin to build. The question right now in the moment is, what is the price of mediocrity to you? What price are you willing to pay for your goals and your dreams that you're stepping on because you're infected with this virus of mediocrity? All right. So, as you know, we always talk about, we go back into the definition and we bring it back forward. And the words that are highlighted in red are the words that I want you to focus and pay attention to, because these words, as you see, you're going to have to take that personal approach, and you're going to have to take that inward approach and look deep within, because no, I'm not talking about you, but am I? That's a question only that you can answer. I am not talking about you, but am I talking about you? So as you see, mediocrity, the definition is the act of ordinary or moderate quality. I'm not ordinary. Don't be calling me ordinary. Okay, cool. I'm not. But can you call yourself ordinary? These are your thoughts, not you like, I'm just ordinary person. I'm chill, I'm relaxed, blah, blah, blah. We're not talking about that. We're talking about you stepping on your goals. We're talking about you and your trash work ethics, but you want the prize, you want the checkered flag, but you're not doing what it takes in order for you to stay in the race. You're not doing what it takes in order for you to compete with the things that you just got finished on. So the act of ordinary or moderate quality, neither good nor bad. How many of y'all know people that just want to stay in that safe space? They don't want to push themselves, but they are not okay with the results, but they don't want to put the work in order for the outcome to be favorable than it was when it was just a thought. So the act of ordinary or moderate quality, neither bad nor good, barely adequate. Again, I'm not talking about you, but am I? All right. Ordinary is usual or normal or of no special quality below average. Again, I'm not talking about you, or am I? Do you just have ordinary or normal goals, nothing special? You're not working on it. You have a below average work ethic, but you want above average results. Or is it just plain? I'm not talking about you, but am I? Again, only you can open and expose your thoughts to the doors of possibility. As you walk through that door, look at it from an honest perspective, because again, I'm not calling you ordinary, but am I? All right, moderate, avoiding extremes of behavior or expression. Are you avoiding behaviors? Because I'm going to tell you right now, mediocrity and being mediocre is a choice. It is not something that is put on you. It's not something that is pressed on you. It is a conscious decision that you are making to be avoiding the behaviors, because when you avoid your mediocre behaviors, it will continually to live in your life. It will continue to live in the circle that you surround yourself in. It will continue to be the downfall to all of the goals and the visions and the things that you have for yourself, because you're avoiding it and not looking at it as a behavior. Mediocrity can be avoided, but are you willing to avoid it and look at it from a realistic point of view? That was a choice that I made, and I no longer want to make that choice anymore, because I choose to be great. I choose to be in a position to win, because I am a winner. But I can't do it when I'm avoiding my behaviors. But I can't do it when I'm avoiding my success. Because again, mediocrity is a choice, and it is a behavior that you so choose to do. Again, I'm not calling you moderate. I'm not saying that you're avoiding behaviors of mediocrity. I'm not talking about you. But am I? We all know people who barely get over, and they're so comfortable with it. They barely get away with being they're okay with being barely. They're okay with a mediocre. They're okay with almost. They're okay with only just. Are you not okay with the only just? Are you not okay with just being almost? Well, you know what? I almost started a business. You know what? I almost lived up to my potential, but only just. We can't continue to do what? Avoiding behaviors. We can't continue to avoid these behaviors that we have, or avoid these situations and circumstances that we find ourselves in. But look at the work ethic that you put into it. You barely made it because you avoided the behaviors of mediocrity, because you thought mediocrity was genetically inclined to be inside of your family. No, mediocrity was a choice, and because you've seen your others' behaviors in your family, so now you think that's how it's supposed to be. Do you not know that your children are looking at you? Your children looks at the behaviors that is happening inside the home, but your child still ultimately has the opportunity to make a choice to not smoke like everybody else did, or to not do like mom did, or to not do like father did. But what type of opportunity are you giving your children to be not barely making it? Stop being only just and stop living in the vein of almost. Because I guarantee you, when you barely walk out of the door, you can actually close that door behind you and actually begin to succeed. All right, so I'm gonna give you five ways that you can begin to face the price of mediocrity, because a price has a value to it. But I want you to value yourself even the more. I want you to value yourself because you're a great person. So the very first thing I want you to work on is to be focused. I'm not going to say learn how to be focused, because you know how to be focused, but it is a choice that you have to make to be focused. Because when you are focused, you will excel. When you are focused, you will pay attention to the small things. When you are focused, you're paying attention to the holistic point of view on why you're working on it in the first place. Now, I'm sure you want to say, oh, yeah, he's talking about me now. Oh, yeah, now you want me to talk about you. But you didn't want me to talk about you when you're avoiding your behaviors of mediocrity, because you wanted to deny that it was a choice of yours, because you wanted to fall in the victim mode. You're not a victim, but I want you to transition to be a victor. I want you to transition to be victorious. And in order for you to focus and transition out of that mediocre state of mind and go into the world and walk through the doors of victory, I want you to be focused. Number 2, be curious. It is okay to be curious. It is all right for you to dream big. I'm giving you permission. You didn't have to have permission, but if it takes someone to breathe life into you to say that you have permission to be great, all right, bet. I'll take on that role today. I am giving you permission to be curious. I am giving you permission to dream big. I'm giving you permission to ask big questions like, how fast do I want to run today? How much weight do I want to lose? Or how much money do I want to make after the second quarter of 2022? Be curious, challenge yourself, put yourself in the position to where you can do bigger and better and greater things. Be curious about how much goals are you really going to accomplish by April. It is okay to be curious. Why? Because you can dream big, and never forget to ask yourself the big questions. Now, that second part is very important, because it's not someone that you have to go ask. You have to ask yourself the big questions. What are your big questions that you have right now? That's a question for you. You can put that in a comment. What are your big questions that you have for yourself? And when you ask those big questions, like, can I make an additional $3,000, in January? Can I make it? So when you write that question at the top, can I make over, an additional $3,000 next year in January before February? Once you ask that big questions, then you go down. Okay, how can I make additional $3,000 in January? How can I do that? I want to do this. I want to accomplish this. I have to be focused in order for me to be curious enough to pull that out of me. All right. The next one is be deliberate. You're going to have to be deliberate, because without being deliberate, then you're going to fall victim to a lot of these circumstances, because a lot of times being a victim is based off of your own weak discipline level that you had in the first place. Be deliberate. I guarantee you, when you be deliberate, you have the ability to tear down the walls of of mediocrity and tear down the walls of being mediocre, because you're focused. Again, we're going to stay on this word focus right now, because in order for you to be deliberate, you have to understand, what are you being deliberate with? What are you being deliberate for? And why are you being deliberate? So pick a discipline, whether it's I want to learn how to draw. Pick that discipline, find books to read, look at videos, go to seminars, sit down with somebody who's been in that position before, or sit down with someone who knows how to draw, and be deliberate and focused on that particular thing. And once you focus on it, wash, rinse, and repeat. Continue to do it, because as you continue to do it, then it becomes a rhythm. Then it becomes an algorithm in your own life, to where you say, you know what? I know how to do it because I deliberately focused on this thing. I deliberately focused on reading. I deliberately focused on going to conferences. I deliberately focused on continued education, continued learning, because I was so focused, not just about me, but I was focused about the inner me. I was focused about my self-care, which is loving me and having the ability to love someone else. Be deliberate and be disciplined in that focus as well. And number 4, you got to understand that you have to be accountable for the things that you do. Again, I'm not talking about you, but am I? You're going to have to be accountable when you understand that discipline, as you were, when you understand that being mediocre was a choice. You're going to have to sit your tail down and be like, you know what? I chose to do that. The reason why I didn't do it was because of this. And once you figure that out and you begin to eliminate the mediocrity, then you have the ability to eliminate those excuses and stop blaming it on everybody else on why this is not happening. Stop blaming it on your family for something that you didn't want to forgive them in the first place, but yet they came to you to ask for forgiveness, but you wasn't accountable for the side that you had the ability to forgive. I get it, you might not forget, but you do have the ability to forgive, because forgiveness is a choice that you make that could ultimately open the doors of possibilities that can not just help but heal. But also, having the ability to eliminate the excuses could actually bring yourself through the doors of success. It is okay to fail 59 times as long as you succeed at 60. I'm going to say that again. It is okay for you to fail 59 times as long as you succeed at 60. That means you did not deny yourself of the 59 times of learning, but you also committed yourself to the 60th time that you understood that I am going to tear down these walls of mediocrity, but because that I just didn't want to pass, I just didn't want to be barely, I didn't want this moderate outcome. So I am going to succeed and be accountable for the things I did not do and eliminate those excuses. And it's going to allow me to eliminate the mediocrity. And the last thing, I like this one because this is what the podcast is about. Consistency is currency. Now, you're going to have to learn how to be consistent. Sometimes being consistent could be a hard thing because sometimes you just don't want to do anything. That's just looking at it from an honest perspective. You're like, you know what? I don't feel like doing this today. I don't feel like doing it. But you're going to have to be consistent. Whether it's you being consistent with taking breaks, whether it's you being consistent about the things that you know and being honest and accountable about the things that you don't know, and being consistent about reading, being consistent about learning, being consistent about loving, being consistent about understanding that greater it is that is within me. In order for me to pull that out of me, I have to consistently be serious about my progress. That's consistency. That is a definition of consistency that everyone has the ability to learn and to work out within themselves. Consistency is serious progress. Consistency is focused progress. Consistency is developing the ability to focus on progress and be serious about the outcome. That has been consistent. That is that wash, rinse, and repeat, because I'm so focused and understand that I am serious about my progress. So I'm going to follow through and be consistent every time. Now, I know in the beginning, the question was, what is the price of mediocrity? Because the price of excellence is discipline. But the cost of mediocrity is disappointment. I'm going to say that again. The price of excellence is discipline. Everybody want to be on this side. The price of excellence is discipline. You love that. But you avoid the behaviors of the cost of mediocrity is disappointment. That's a hard one. You want to talk about the price of excellence, but you have denied yourself to understand that there is a cost of mediocrity. But when you are exposed to the truths, then you have to be willing to pay it and be accountable for it and be accountable with it. And I would tell you right now, mediocrity is a choice. Being mediocre is a choice that you're making. The lack or the lack of commitment is a choice that you make. If you haven't listened to anything by now, consistency is definitely a currency. Consistency is a resource. That's what it is. Consistency is currency. It's a resource. But you have to face the resource and transition to be resourceful. The price of mediocrity is a penalty that you don't have to pay when you understand that it is a choice. Y'all be blessed. Put down in the comment section things that you've taken away from this, because I guarantee when you look at the price of mediocrity, you don't have to be willing to pay it. You can put it back on the shelf and choose not to do it. Choose not to no longer be committed to barely making it. Choose not to no longer be committed to being ordinary. Do you know that being extraordinary is a choice? Just like ordinary, being ordinary is a choice. It's extraordinary is a component of extraordinary. That is a choice. You can do extra work and be extraordinary, or you can do nothing at all and nothing will continue to work for you. Stop asking for outcomes that you did not put work in to do. I'm going to say that again. Stop asking for an outcome that's fruitful when you never planted the seed to begin with. I might have to write that one down. Stop asking for the harvest when you was not there when the seeds were planted, because you thought, oh man, I got it. I'll plant the seed tomorrow, or I will till the garden tomorrow. But you want the harvest. You want the outcome, but you did not want to look at the truths behind the mediocrity of the farmer that is not within you, because you didn't want to go learn about the agriculture. I'm talking about the agriculture of the mind. You did not want to learn about the agriculture. What type of seed are you planting inside of yourself that the harvest has no other option but to come? Because you planted the right seeds. You put yourself in the right moment. In order for you to be successful, you have to put yourself in the right ground in order for that ground to have a bountiful harvest. You ain't got to worry about the outcome if you ain't put in the work. But y'all remember, consistency is currency. Y'all be blessed. Peace.